I simulated the next 100 years of the Premier League, and oh boy, you will never guess what happened.
Alpaca United.
In the first two seasons, Manchester City won the title, and it would take them a very long time to win it again. After that, the next 35 years were dominated by Chelsea, Manchester United, and Liverpool. It wasn't until 2062 when Aston Villa was the first team after those three to win the title. And they managed to win the Premier League again 4 years later in 2066. But in general, whereas United dominated the 2050s, Chelsea were the best team in the late 60s and early 70s, with Aston Villa as runners-up in a lot of seasons. In the mid-2070s, Aston Villa began to take over and win more titles, but were then overtaken by Newcastle United, who dominated the late 80s and the early 90s in the Premier League. For the first big surprise, we had to wait until 2089, when Solihull Moors, who right now are in the National League in real life, won the title for the first time in their history. The 2090s were dominated by Newcastle and Chelsea, with the Wolves winning the title in 2096. The first decade of the 22nd century was also dominated by Newcastle, with Solihull Moors winning the title a second time in 2105, and Manchester City lifting the trophy in 2107 after more than 80 years since their last title. In the next 14 years, though, Newcastle won the title only a single time in 21-22, and in 9 seasons, they only finished second, mostly behind the now best team in England, the Wolverhampton Wanderers, who won the title 9 years in a row, and 11 times in total in the last 14 years. No wonder the Wolves dominate England, with that squad having 2 players with a rating of over 90 and a lot of 80-plus rated players. The Wolves' 2 90-rated players, Timi Cumming and Christian Mijatovic, are also the 2 most valuable and best-earning players in the Premier League right now. The latest in-game season was won by the Wolves, followed by Newcastle, Manchester United, and Liverpool. Solihull Moors finished 5th, followed by Nottingham Forest. The Spurs finished 9th. So unrealistic. And the Citizens are on rank 12. Other than that, there are a lot of teams that play in lower divisions in real life, like Macclesfield, Bishops Stortford, Chorley, and Sutton United. But if that is the Premier League 100 years into the future, where is Arsenal? Where is West Ham? And what about Chelsea, who were the dominating team of the 2090s? Let's go to the lower divisions to find out. West Ham win the championship and will thus again play in the Premier League next season. Aston Villa finished 9th in the championship, and Chelsea finished 22nd and are thus even relegated to League One. The Gunners are champions of League One and, after even having played in League Two a couple of years ago, will try to avoid relegation in the championship in the next season. Maybe we will even see them in the Premier League again soon. There are currently no interesting teams in League Two, but a division lower we have Portsmouth and Swansea in the Vanarama National League, whereas Sunderland and Leicester are even in the National League North, together with Everton, who alongside Luton Town and Burnley FC are even relegated to the 7th League in English football. In the other group, the National League South, we have more former Premier League clubs like Reading, QPR, Cardiff, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, and Fulham. And there's even more, since all the relegated clubs from that league are former Premier League clubs. In the FA Cup, Sheffield United was the first surprise back in 2030, followed by 3-time winners Solihull Moors in 2055, 2068, and 2073, and Bromley FC, who are now in the Championship but played in the Premier League during the 2079 and 2085 seasons, in which they won the cup title. The 2085 finalist was Kings Lynn Town FC, who were in League One at that time. In the last 30 years, the Wolves dominated the cup competition as they did in the league. In terms of best goal scorers of all times, the first real-life player is the meanwhile 123-year-old Nicholas Jackson on rank 20 with a total of 289 goals. And Erling Haaland, who is also 123 years old by now, finds himself on rank 27 of that list. But the best goal scorer of all time in the England national team is still Harry Kane with a total of 117 goals. But meanwhile, his age is even more than his goals for the national team. That was English football in 21-25. But what about La Liga, Serie A, or the Bundesliga? Or what do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments down below. Do not forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. And join Alpaca United. Be an alpaca, because alpacas are the new ghosts.